Hello. Thank you. Hello guys, my name is Mick. I'm the Contentos co-founder, and it's my pleasure to introduce this project to everyone. So, recently we just got the investment from Binance Live. This is our latest investor, and Binance, they don't really invest in project in their portfolio, and we'll be fortunate to be a very selective few to receive their investment. And let me share with you a secret why we get the investment from Binance Live. So before that, I would like to share a story, a sad story. This happened in this year, April 3rd. A girl called Nashin Adam. She's a YouTuber, age 39. She went to San Bruno YouTube headquarters and opened gun shop and wouldn't few people. Then after that, she committed suicide. This is the quote from CNN. It said, this girl said there's no equal growth opportunity on YouTube and or any other video sharing site. Your channel will grow if they only want. I think this brings a huge systematic problem in this content creation industry. Because nowadays, everything is transferred, is distributed by decentralized platforms like YouTube, like Facebook. They control everything. They control the way you distribute content. They control the way you monetize the content, which control everything, every living for the content creator. And it has to be some other way to help those creators. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to become the largest decentralized content ecosystem. Leverage blockchain technology that help us to freely allow the global content creator to freely produce, transact, distribute, and monetize their content. Give back the true value to the content creator and those people who make the positive contribution to the ecosystem. So I believe some of you probably hear some similar project before. This is not the very first idea that someone trying to use this technology to reshape the world of content creation industry. But I promise you, you never see this before. We are really unique. Before you leave this room, I would like to make sure you take away two things. There's two reasons why probably 2 years later, we will be the only one who's still working on this type of technology, and we will be the only one who really flourish in this domain. The first reason is we have three key advantages. We have the content creators, because if you want to do a content blockchain, you have to have a content, and it has to be some premium content. It has to be really good content to make sure consumer willing to stay on your platform and watch your content. So those content will come from creators. In the past 2 years, we accumulate a connection over 1 million content creators around the world. So this will be the very first advantage. The second advantage is we have three products out there already integrated with Contentos, using the CLS as the way to incentivize their creator and their users. And third one is we have huge worldwide user base. All the three products right now has over 60 million monthly active users worldwide. So this is three products. First is Reinvent, that's a mobile live streaming app. You can download today and give it a try. And second one is the Cheese, that's a short video app. And third one is the Photo Grid, that's a photo editing app. These three apps, if you combine together, it has more than 500,000 daily new install around the world. And second one is it has more than 60 million monthly active users, just like I said. And third one is they generate 130 million revenue last year. So all this are really strong backup for this initiative. And the second part is we truly understand what truly need from the content, digital content creation industry. So a lot of other projects talking about why just leveraging existing blockchain technology to build like a protocol and to set on top of other people's things. But for us, we understand if we truly want success, we have to build our own blockchain. The reason is you have to use a smart contract to facilitate, to connect the creator and advertiser, the creator and the fans, and the creator and the creators. Those connections right now is fully controlled by centralized platform. But in the future, we can use the smart contract to help them to collaborate together and share the value together. The second part is any content community has to be moderate. Take Facebook as an example. When they roll out Facebook Live, it has more than 7,000 people do 24/7 content moderation because they know they have to moderate content, make sure content don't go wrong. So on the blockchain decentralized community, you have to have a way to monetize those content, to moderate those content. That makes the user credibility system become a really crucial component in the blockchain, and it has to be designed in the very fundamental thing inside your blockchain. And third part is we have to fine-tune the performance. Take Ethereum for example. Right now, you only sustain like the 20 TPS. Right now, Bitcoin burns 7 TPS. But in the real life, you want to build a content ecosystem, you have to consider users may exchange content day to day, time to time. So you have to sustain high TPS. In our design, we are using a depot system, and it's similar to EOS. And we are in our lab testing, it should achieve more than 2,000 TPS right now. And this is our token distribution. We have 10 billion COS token right now generated, ready. It's ERC20 standard, but in next year, September, when our mainnet launch, we will do the conversion and convert all those ERC20 token to our native token. Now 40% of the token will be reserved for the ecosystem incentive system. And this part will go to the content creator and those people who make the positive contribution. And this is a roadmap. Unlike any single project, those projects are talking about how to build the blockchain and build the ecosystem on top of that. We really fortunate because in the day one we already have huge users. So our critical mission is how we're going to educate them, make them understand tokens. Then the most important thing is let them use this technology even without understanding they are using blockchain. Just like you use a smartphone every day, you're never aware underlying it has a TCP/IP protocol or UDP protocol. You just use. So that's our dream. We're trying to build this technology, introduce to millions of people, but don't let them really understand they are using blockchain. And just like I said, educating massive user about the token, about blockchain, about this technology is crucial to this project, but also crucial to the whole blockchain community. Because blockchain right now, because of bullish market, so bearish market, so it's not so many people interested right now. We have to educate mass general public what's a blockchain. So we use the real product experience and also gamify way to let regular person can understand how you will look like. This is Cheese, one of our short video apps. You can download anytime you want today. And inside this Cheese app, once you sign up, we will give you a certain amount of COS token as a reward. And once you complete all the type of tasks, you can earn different amount of COS. In the meantime, we also build some product feature of people to spend their COS and experience how it works. It's just like gamification way, it's just like endpoint, but this is the most easy way for ordinary people to digest the whole concept. This is a kind of feature Contentos. People can use the COS to buy this special effect. And the other thing is we allow them to chat together and try to use COS as a way to do ice breaking. And this is PhotoGrid. PhotoGrid is a photo editing app. We introduced a simple hidden tier called PG Point. Allow people when they're creating and sharing photo, they earn this point. On the other hand, they can use this point to buy other feature. In the meantime, they can also convert the point to the COS token. This is kind of centralized way to the decentralized way. So how are we going to do this decentralized way? On our website today, if you sign up, you can actually convert all the COS token to the ERC20 and withdraw to your crypto wallet. In the meantime, later we're going to connect with a crypto exchange. We're going to connect with them by using API. So all our users, 60 million monthly active user, they don't really need to understand all those trading graph. They just need to do the one click conversion, then they can convert their token to BTC or ETH. The other way we educate is educating with the creator content. Because we have all those creators. These creators can help us to teach their fans. So like this girl, she teaching her fans what's the blockchain, what's the COS. So in this case, each individual influencer help us to educate their small group of fans. Then if we combine all of them together, it will be a huge amount of fans to understand the terminology and understand the secret behind blockchain. And this is the other show we work with Yahoo Taiwan. Every week, we use a Yahoo homepage to run this blockchain talk show. And we invite a celebrity as a host, and also invite some project team to join and let them to explain the top concept of a blockchain. And user will be able to answer all the questions in live meet with an interactive way. So you're not just listening, but you can also participate on the show. So this is our vision. We're trying to build a bridge to connect the blockchain to the general public. Really help people to understand, really help people to get into this industry. And this is our goal right now because we know this is kind of crucial to whole blockchain community. This is all our investor right now. Binance is just the latest one join the investing to the Contentos, but we also have like the DHVC and also like Node Capital, which is a popular crypto founding in China. In meantime, we also work with like Ontology, Neo. Neo is one of the largest China blockchain team. So all these are our investor and strategic partners. And this is our Telegram group. And one more thing is that our source code, whole blockchain source code, already fully open source on GitHub. So unlike the many other content type of blockchain project, they never open source. We are probably the second one who fully open source on GitHub, allow every developer to join and participate and see how we are doing right now every month. So please scan and join. Let's stay connected. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer question after this session. Thank you.